All right, let's get real for a minute. There's this outdated notion still floating around that sexiness somehow belongs only to youth. That once a woman crosses a certain age, she's supposed to tone everything down, fade into the background, and start dressing according to some unspoken age-appropriate rules. But let's be honest, that idea is not just old-fashioned, it's completely misguided. In fact, numerous studies and countless real-world conversations with men reveal a very different truth. Older women don't lose their appeal as they age. If anything, they become more captivating. With greater self-assurance, life experience, and refined style choices, they often exude a magnetism that's impossible to ignore. And the interesting part? It's not about chasing youth or dressing to look like someone in their 20s. It's about embracing who you are now, dressing with clarity and purpose, and understanding what actually draws the eyes of men and holds their attention. So what really makes a man pause and admire a woman's presence? It's not just about tight skirts or revealing necklines. It's a combination of thoughtful wardrobe choices, subtle psychological cues, and how those elements highlight a woman's confidence and individuality. This list breaks down the kinds of clothing older women wear that men actually find incredibly attractive, sometimes even more than they care to admit. And trust me, some of the entries might genuinely surprise you. Let's start with a classic that many people underestimate, a great pair of well-fitted jeans. We're not talking about ultra skinny, low-rise jeans meant for teenagers. We're talking about denim that embraces your curves with intention. Jeans that fit beautifully and highlight your shape in a way that feels natural and effortlessly sexy. A study from the Journal of Fashion Marketing and Management revealed that what men notice most in a woman's clothing isn't the designer label or the price tag, it's the fit. Men consistently found women who wore properly tailored outfits to be more attractive regardless of the actual item of clothing. And when it comes to denim, it's especially potent. A flattering, high-waisted pair of jeans that hugs the hips just right sends a message. It's not shouting for attention, it's whispering confidence, comfort, and control. In a UK survey reported by the Daily Mail, 74% of men said that a woman in jeans and a plain top looked more attractive than someone overly glammed up for a casual outing. It's relatable, it's grounded, and it's subtly irresistible. Now, if any of this is hitting home and you've ever found yourself wondering, why did he suddenly pull away when everything seemed perfect? We've got you covered. We created something called the 7-step male mind decoder. It gives you clear, practical insight into what's really going on inside a man's head, even when he's saying nothing. You'll learn how to interpret his signals, recognize true commitment, and stop overanalyzing. It's completely free, and the link is in the description. Now, let's talk about something surprisingly simple but incredibly powerful, the crisp white shirt. There's something about a classic white button-down that just works. It's structured yet soft, tailored yet feminine. It draws attention to the neckline, hints at your shape without revealing too much, and pairs seamlessly with denim, leather, or sleek trousers. When men are asked about what outfits catch their eye, this one comes up often. It doesn't scream for attention, it just exudes ease and poise. In a Huffington Post lifestyle psychological survey, men were shown various outfit photos and asked to rate them. The top-ranked casual look? A crisp white shirt paired with blue jeans. It sent a clear message: confidence, simplicity, elegance. And here's the secret. It's the contrast, a clean-fitted shirt that suggests polish with one or two undone buttons hinting at ease and warmth. That's when a man looks twice. It's not loud, but it's unforgettable. Then there's the matter of footwear. Forget about those 6-inch stilettos you may have rocked in your 20s. Today's version of sexy isn't about teetering in discomfort. According to a survey by Psychology Today, men overwhelmingly found that the most attractive heel height for women over 40 was between 2 to 3 inches. Why? Because it's confident, poised, and still feminine without trying too hard. A modest heel adds length to the legs, improves posture, and enhances your stride in a way that men instinctively notice. It communicates grace and presence. When a woman walks into a room wearing shoes that elevate her literally and emotionally, but don't make her look like she's trying to survive the night, it's deeply appealing. It's the difference between dressing for attention and dressing with authority. Another element that repeatedly stands out is the use of timeless accessories. Think a statement necklace, a pair of elegant earrings, or even a silk scarf casually tied at the neck or draped over the shoulder. These aren't just decorative, they serve a purpose. They draw the eye upward, highlight facial features, and communicate sophistication. And interestingly, men often remember these little details more than you'd expect. It's the polish, the care, and the sense that this woman knows who she is and chooses every detail with intention. And let's not forget about the classic black dress. Yes, it's still a winner, but the modern sexy version isn't about being skin tight or revealing. It's about cut, fabric, and movement. A black dress that flows in the right places, that skims your figure and adds mystery without shouting for attention, is like a magnet. Men often describe it as elegant, timeless, and inviting, especially when paired with subtle makeup and understated jewelry. It leaves room for the imagination. And speaking of imagination, never underestimate the power of fabric. Cashmere, silk, soft cotton, textures matter. Men might not be able to name fabrics the way women do, but they notice how a piece of clothing moves, how it catches light, how it brushes against your skin. A silk blouse or a cashmere sweater is sensual without being obvious. It's not just about how it looks, it's how it makes you feel. And that confidence, that ease, that's what they're drawn to. And then there's color, one of the most underestimated elements of attraction. While black and white are classic, don't be afraid to embrace deep reds, jewel tones, or even softer neutrals that complement your skin tone. These choices highlight your radiance, elevate your energy, and often spark something primal in the male brain. Red, for instance, is strongly associated with passion and confidence in psychological studies. But it doesn't have to be a bright dress. It can be a red lip, a crimson scarf, or even burgundy heels. The message is subtle but clear. I know the effect I have. At the end of the day, the sexiest thing an older woman can wear isn't just one particular item. It's the total energy she exudes when she dresses in a way that reflects who she is. It's the way she owns the room without asking for permission. It's the way she puts herself together, not to impress others, but to honor herself. And men, whether they admit it out loud or not, feel that. So if you've ever wondered whether men still notice you as you age, the answer is yes, more than you probably realize. But it's not just the jeans or the shirt or the heels, it's the woman inside them. It's the story you're telling with every step, every glance, every detail. You don't need to dress younger, you just need to dress like the most confident, magnetic version of the woman you already are. And that's something no number can define. Why? Because it visually lengthens the legs, adds a subtle sway to your walk, and quietly signals confidence without ever coming across as desperate for attention. It's that understated elegance. The same survey revealed that men consistently found women wearing moderate heels more attractive than those in either flats or sky-high stilettos, particularly when it came to women over the age of 35. It's not just about height. It's about grace. It suggests refinement. A thoughtfully chosen heel, whether it's a sleek pump, a delicate strappy sandal, or a fashionable ankle boot, gives the impression of a woman who understands how to balance sophistication with practicality. It isn't about blindly following trends. It's about choosing footwear that enhances your posture, complements your figure, and makes you feel powerful and poised in your skin. Number 4, leather jackets. Now, this one might seem unexpected, but yes, leather jackets. The idea that aging means outgrowing leather is simply outdated. In reality, leather becomes even more alluring on older women because it contrasts beautifully with the poise that comes with maturity. In a consumer psychology report featured in Apparel magazine, men associated leather jackets with independence, boldness, and a touch of rebellion. When older women wore them, those qualities weren't just noticed, they were amplified. It's not a look, it's a statement. A good leather jacket never goes out of style. It gives your outfit that instant edge, that slightly mysterious, cool factor that draws people in. Throw it over a crisp white tee and jeans, or even over a feminine dress, and suddenly you've got that unexpected fusion of softness and strength. And many men find that contrast incredibly compelling. A 2022 online survey conducted by GQ magazine found that 67% of male readers ranked leather jackets among the top 5 sexiest clothing choices a woman over 40 could wear. Right up there with little black dresses and silk blouses. Number 5, red clothing, particularly dresses. Here's where science backs up instinct. Numerous studies, including one by researchers at the University of Rochester, have consistently shown that men are innately drawn to the color red. Why? Because red has long been associated with fertility, passion, dominance, and visibility. It catches the eye in a way few other colors do. In a now famous experiment, men were shown photographs of women wearing different colored clothing. The women in red were rated significantly more attractive, even if everything else in the photo remained identical. But here's the empowering part for older women. It doesn't need to be a form-fitting, cleavage-bearing red dress. It could be something subtle, a silky red blouse, a crimson scarf, or a statement accessory like red heels or a bold red bag. The color does the heavy lifting. A tailored red dress at an evening event doesn't just say, I'm attractive. It says, I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to stand out. It radiates assurance, and men notice that energy right away. Number 6, silk or satin blouses. There's an undeniable allure to texture, even if men can't always put their finger on why. In a sensory marketing study published in the Consumer Research Journal, men were asked to rank fabrics based on how inviting and attractive they seemed. Silk and satin top the list. Why? Because they're soft. They reflect light and they move with your body in a way that suggests elegance, intimacy, and sensuality without ever being explicit. There's a subtlety to silk. It whispers instead of shouting. And that's often far more powerful. For women over 40, silk blouses send an unmistakable message of self-respect and sophistication. It shows you care about how you present yourself, not for anyone else, but because it reflects how you feel inside. Whether paired with classic denim, high-waisted trousers, or a pencil skirt, a silk or satin blouse creates an outfit that's both graceful and quietly captivating. It's the kind of look that makes someone stop mid-conversation just to admire the way you move. Number 7, pencil skirts. They hug your figure in all the right places without being too tight, and they manage to be elegant while still carrying a hint of sensuality. Pencil skirts have long been praised in studies exploring clothing and attraction, and they remain a consistent favorite. Why? Because they enhance the natural waist-to-hip ratio, something men are subconsciously drawn to because it signals health and vitality. A research study conducted by New York University on clothing silhouettes found that pencil skirts rank second only to fitted jeans as the most attractive lower body garment on women over 40. And here's why that matters. Pencil skirts convey power. They show that a woman doesn't need to bear it all to turn heads. She can wear something tailored, refined, and modest and still radiate sex appeal. Middle day. That quiet confidence, the suggestion of curves beneath the fabric, the subtle sway as she walks, it's mesmerizing. It's not about being provocative. It's about knowing that true allure comes from the way you carry yourself, not just what you show. These seemingly simple wardrobe choices aren't really about the clothes themselves. They're about the energy those pieces help you embody. A moderate heel gives you posture and grace. A leather jacket infuses your look with boldness and attitude. A red garment demands to be noticed. Silk and satin speak in the language of touch and intimacy. And a pencil skirt reminds the world that elegance and sensuality are not mutually exclusive. But draws men in isn't the item, it's how you wear it and how you feel in it. The confidence, the ease, the unbothered grace. A woman who dresses with intention doesn't need approval. She wears what makes her feel radiant, powerful, and at home in her own skin. And that presence, that grounded magnetic energy, is what makes men look twice and then keep looking. She's not chasing attention. She already has it simply by being in the room. That's the real secret. Not dressing to impress men, but dressing in a way that reflects your self-respect, your story, and your standards. And when you do that, you become unforgettable. The shape truly does the heavy lifting for you. Whether you pair it with a crisp, structured blouse, a smooth silk cami, or even throw on a tailored leather jacket, it becomes one of the most striking and empowering style choices in an older woman's fashion arsenal. It's a quiet statement, bold in its simplicity, and it speaks volumes without trying too hard. It says, I know who I am, and I'm not here to prove anything. That kind of energy turns heads before you even say a word. And here's the thing. Great style isn't about being trendy. It's not about chasing youth or copying what the younger generation is doing. It's about using clothing as a form of expression, as an extension of your essence and wisdom. That's what real fashion is, storytelling without words. And when you wear something that flatters your shape, that hugs you in just the right places, that flows where it should and holds where it matters, it's like stepping into your own power. You feel it instantly. You carry yourself differently. People respond to that kind of self-possession, even if they don't consciously realize why. It's not just about how the fabric feels on your skin, but how it shifts something inside you, how it aligns with your spirit and reminds you of your worth. Then there's the elegance of jewelry, but not in excess. It's not about piling it on. And it's certainly not about oversized, flashy costume pieces that scream for attention. The right jewelry doesn't compete with you. It complements you. It adds a touch of intrigue. According to a well-known survey published by Esquire magazine, the majority of men actually gravitate toward women who wear one or two meaningful, well-chosen pieces of jewelry. Why? Because it subtly communicates refined taste, intentional restraint, and a strong sense of self. It shows that you understand the art of just enough, a skill that often comes with maturity and confidence. Imagine a pair of graceful drop earrings catching the light just right during conversation, or a delicate chain necklace that sits effortlessly on your collarbone, subtly drawing attention without shouting for it. Or perhaps a striking statement cuff that elevates even the simplest outfit into something unforgettable. These aren't just decorative items, they're personal signatures. They say something about your story, your history, your values. They say you're thoughtful, intentional, and grounded in your sense of self. Jewelry, especially when worn by a mature woman, projects confidence. It signals that you're not trying to follow every fleeting trend or seek validation from what's popular. Instead, you're selecting items that resonate with your personal style and character. You're choosing based on what feels right to you. A study conducted by French researchers, Gagen and Lamy, back in 2012, actually found that women who wore subtle, tasteful jewelry were approached more frequently in social environments than women who wore none at all. That detail is easy to overlook, but it says something powerful about the subtle cues we send when we dress with intention and a strong internal compass. People often say beauty fades with age, but I don't think that's true. I think trendy beauty fades. Surface level beauty might change, but real beauty, authentic, radiant, magnetic beauty, that deepens with time. It's in the way a woman carries herself. It's in her eye contact, her laughter, her presence. It's in her knowing smile, her ease in silence, her warmth when she enters a room. That kind of beauty doesn't need validation. It doesn't shout. It doesn't try to convince. It just is. So let's get honest for a second. The conversation was never really about age. It's always been about confidence, self-assurance, and how we present that through our clothes, our style, our energy. Your wardrobe can either amplify who you are or mute you. And sadly, many women, as they grow older, begin dressing not for visibility, but for camouflage. They step back. They choose clothes that play it safe, that blend in. They start dimming their light. They stop expressing their spark. But that spark doesn't disappear with time. It only gets more interesting, more powerful, more magnetic. There's a unique kind of magic that mature women possess, one that comes not from appearance, but from awareness, from experience, from the lessons they've lived. And yet so many women are taught to minimize it, to tone it down, to step aside, to make space for youth, for others, for silence. But your presence deserves the spotlight just as much, maybe even more, because you know who you are, you've done the work, and the world needs more of that kind of visibility. What's heartbreaking is that so many women assume that once they reach a certain age, their style no longer matters, or worse, that they're not supposed to be stylish anymore. That's simply not true. In fact, the opposite is, men notice far more than we give them credit for. It's not always the bold lipstick or the high heels. Often, it's the small things, the cut of your blazer, the softness of your voice, the effortless way you wear a scarf, or the quiet confidence in your walk. These details speak volumes. You don't need to dress like you're in your 20s. You don't have to cling to every trend or constantly update your closet with whatever's current. That's not where true beauty lies. What truly captivates is a woman who knows her body, knows her story, and chooses pieces that align with both. Clothing that fits well, feels amazing against your skin, and reflects the radiant, intelligent, vibrant woman you are today. That's what makes you unforgettable. A man may not consciously notice every detail of what you're wearing, but he will feel it. He'll sense the energy you radiate when you feel good in what you're wearing. He'll notice how you stand a little taller, how your smile is a little more natural, how your conversation flows with ease because you're not second-guessing yourself. Confidence is more seductive than any cut or color. It's a feeling. And feelings are powerful. Because let's be clear, nothing, and I do mean nothing, is more captivating than a woman who is fully at ease in her own skin, in her clothes and in her life. That kind of confidence doesn't just attract attention, it holds it. It lingers in the minds of those who meet it. It creates an emotional impact that lasts far beyond the moment, leaving behind a quiet yet unforgettable impression that speaks louder than words. So here's a simple but powerful challenge for you. Take a real honest look through your closet, not from a place of judgment, but curiosity. Which of these 8 signature style elements do you already own? Which ones spark a little excitement in you? Which ones might you be curious to try or invest in, not for a man, not for validation, not even for attention, but purely for you? That shift alone, choosing yourself, is magnetic. Ironically, once you start dressing and showing up for you, the right kind of man will absolutely notice. And he'll be drawn not just to how you look, but to the energy you carry. And yes, men still notice. They may not verbalize it, but they absolutely feel the difference between a woman who is unsure of herself and a woman who owns her presence. You don't need to be loud to be seen. You don't need to be youthful to be desired. You just need to show up as you fully, freely, unapologetically. If you're at a point in your life where you're done playing games, tired of wondering what he's thinking or where you stand, and you're finally ready to attract a man who's emotionally present, mature, and truly invested in you, the kind of man who sees and values you, it might be time to take the guesswork out of it. That's why we created the 7-step male mind decoder. It's already helped thousands of women break through confusion and finally feel grounded and confident in love again. And grab your free copy instantly. Just click the link in the description and get started today. And if this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share which one of these style moves you're excited to try first. Maybe it's a new piece of jewelry. Maybe it's stepping back into that power blazer. Or maybe it's simply giving yourself permission to be seen again. Whatever it is, your story might inspire another woman to do the same. And that ripple effect is priceless. If you're looking for more honest, empowering, and truly useful style and relationship advice for women over 40, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. There's so much more coming your way. Thanks for spending this time with me. Remember, style isn't about size, age, or trends. It's about presence. It's about feeling beautiful for yourself, choosing pieces that tell your story, and letting the world see the woman you've become. Stay bold. Stay radiant, stay unapologetically you, stay confident, stay sexy.